I'm still searching for what that reason is.
Alright, let's get straight to it. Madam Web, Madam Edge of Tomorrow, Madam Final Destination, Madam Ass, Madam Bullshit. All of these are the culmination that make up this monstrosity known as Madam Web. If you haven't seen this movie, please don't. If you already have, I'm sorry, but you and I are in the same boat. We have officially been tangled in the web and we cannot get out of it. This shit was awful. Terrible. I truly wish I can unsee this movie. It was so boring. It was 2 hours long for whatever reason. This and Bob Marley need to trade runtimes. 2 hours of my life. I got off of work. I had to plan to go to the movies now after this, and I regret it. Now I gotta make content. I gotta make things for the channel, but man, shit. Like, oh my goodness, leaving an 8-hour shift just to come watch this shit? Jeez. Like, man, like, it was like a hammer to the head, man. Madam Web follows the story of a paramedics worker who gradually discovers that she's clairvoyant and she can see little visions of the future and all that stuff like that. After an accident, her powers are starting to become more prevalent, and she learns that these powers are not just coming out of nowhere. So her mother was searching for a cure for a particular cardiovascular disease that Cassie, the main character, would have had she not traveled to the Amazon and died trying to save her ass. She was looking for a spider that had healing properties so that she could, you know, test and extract those properties so that she can save her child and possibly find a cure for her very ultra rare disease. But she is betrayed by someone who she thought was her partner and who was the main villain of this story. He pretty much, once she gets the spider, he betrays her, and she is saved by these weird jungle spider people who... Moving on. They bring her to their little safe haven and they heal her by having a spider bite her, and yeah, then she gives birth and dies in childbirth. So why the hell one of them spiders couldn't save her from death? Like, what the hell? And when the hell was that baby ready to go? I don't understand. Moving on. The whole movie is centered around these 3 teenage girls who, to the villain, poses a major threat. He has this vision, like you saw in the beginning, where they obtain spider powers eventually and they pretty much kill him. They kill him in the vision, and because he has this nightmare every single night, his goal is to find them before they reach that point, before they mature, before they obtain those spider powers and come after him and dead his ass like they deaded him in the freaking vision, like they dead him every single night so that he can change his fate. So the main character meets these 3 girls in a particular situation where the villain is about to kill their asses. But then she diverts him from that plan by trying to get them to safety. Now, the whole movie is just they're just running from this guy. Like, they just trying to run and hide from this dude, and then after every failed attempt, he goes back to his weird ass tower where his assistant is sitting at a computer full of like just a bunch of computer screens, and she's like trying to track them down. And I'm just like, man, what type of villain is this? I thought he had visions and shit. Like, I thought he would be able to sense them or something. Nah, he got some nerdy, technically savvy chick who is doing all the work for him while he suits up and is barefoot. Like, why? That's my biggest question for this villain. Why the hell don't you like shoes, bruh? Put some shoes on, dude. Like, for real. So throughout the movie, they're pretty much trying to run from this guy. Madam Web herself, she ain't really got no real abilities. All she can do is see the future and shit and like make time go backwards. She can go back in time. I'm not sure how far, but like, you know, to the most recent point in time, she can go back. Like, that's like a checkpoint. We're gonna call it a checkpoint. And the other 3, and the 3 girls that she has to protect, they don't have powers whatsoever. And guess what? They never obtain the powers in the first place. All of it is just a vision. They never get the powers. They never suit up. They're just ordinary throughout the entire movie, as if they're gonna get a sequel where they eventually get powers. Listen to me, Madam Web. You ain't getting a sequel. It's over. It's done. You're not getting a sequel. So I don't know why they didn't just take this already ass movie and already just like make it kind of fire. You know, you could have given them the powers. They could have already had the powers. It could have just been a secret. Or he could have like attempted to go after them multiple times, but they defeated him. What if they just stronger than him? You know, whatever. Maybe he took something from them. That's why they want to kill his ass. That's why he's trying to kill them before he kills them. I don't know, man. So the acting is just, listen, I ain't the best actor in the world. I know I'm not, but they were chosen for this movie. And you know, it's not all their fault, but that acting was pretty bad. I didn't believe a single thing. Nothing. And like I said, it might not all be their fault. It just might be the material. Even Isabella Merced, I'm sorry, girl. I usually like your stuff, but not this time. No, like it just wasn't good. Like none of the performances were good. Dakota Johnson, I swear, it was like she didn't know what movie she was in the entire time. Throughout the whole movie, she looked so confused and just kind of out of the moment. And then like in the climax where she got the hang of her powers and she was like, oh, hey, duck now and do this now. Trust me. Do this, do that. Hey, jump. Hey, move out of the way. It was kind of just like, what the hell are we? I'm like, what is going on? Watching this movie was like watching cutscenes from a very old, bad video game. It was just ass. It was giving me a headache. It was just not good. The CGI was terrible. Minus some of the sequences when she was underwater in the web shit, in the web time machine thing. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Like, that was what it was. The final battle, I'm like, yo, this is terrible. It was so underwhelming. The villain, literally, he had them. He could have taken them all out. But instead, he just had to just waste time. Seriously, you could end them right now like you've been trying to do throughout this whole 2-hour snooze fest, but you don't. So Madam Web eventually gets her big powers and she has like multiple versions of her go out and save them. Then something else happens where they defeat the villain with using a giant Pepsi sign, and then she falls into the water, and then the firecracker goes off and blinds her ass. And then they go in and save her. Then she's on some weird Professor X shit where she has some goggles on because she's blind, she can't see shit. But she's in this like electric wheelchair, and then she's like just using her powers left and right. Oh, hey, bless you. Oh, what? I didn't see. Achoo! Oh, you saw me do that in the future already? She's just using her powers just for the hell of it at this point. Then it ends with another vision of them all suited up together, and they're like a team. And I'm just like, bro, we could have just gotten this in the movie. Maybe the budget restricted y'all, or maybe Sony just didn't want to give y'all any kind of time to do something like this. But I'm just like, bro, come on. It just was not good, man. And I think Sony knows, they knew what they were doing. They were just trying to keep the property. That's all it was. Like, they were just trying not to lose the IP because it's too lucrative, you know? From the acting, from the writing, from the CGI, just everything, man. Like, it's just not good. And they made a joke about New Jersey. Like, bro, you don't want to talk about Jersey with this garbage. Don't even come for us, bro. Please don't. Just leave us out of your mouth, bro. Just focus on this shitty ass. Oh, just, you feel, don't even do it. I honestly give Madam Web a 2 out of 10. And I'm not changing that. There was one moment that I really enjoyed, and that was the scene at the diner. That was the action scene that I enjoyed the most. And it was the only scene that I really enjoyed the most. Everything else, boring. They're just going around the world trying to avoid this guy. His acting was probably the worst. He was just evil for the sake of being evil. Highly do not recommend anyone go see this. It's not good. Please save your money because it was boring, devoid of action. It's just all running around and talking and doing this and doing that. It was just a lackluster effort, man. Like, the directing was so annoying. I ain't gonna lie, some of it was okay. Like, some of the more experimental stuff, like, oh, just having like the camera kind of angle off and straighten out. I thought that was all right, but like a lot of the editing and transitions were just so annoying. The movie was so flashy. Like, it was just like, you'll have these little like glyphs type shit, these little weird like transition things that are happening on the screen. And I'm just like, damn, it's just annoying. It just keeps happening too. Like, who thought this was a good idea? It was like, bro, this is frustrating. I'm running out of things to say about this movie. I was yawning. I was checking the time. I was tired watching this movie, man. I was so sleepy. It was just not good. Please do not waste your money on this. Please. Wait till streaming. Wait till it's like entirely free. But please do not pay to watch this movie. Okay, I'm full warning you. So if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. I just kind of want to end it. It was just awful. Yeah, honestly, just look out for the next review. I promise you the next one is going to be positive. I know this because I know it's going to be a good movie. My biggest challenge is getting seats for that movie. Okay, so now you know what it is. You know exactly what it is. I just gave away the hint. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I think that is all. Yep, that is it, and good night.